Welcome back to our channel. To have a super fun deck profile, this is one of my favorite decks of all time. It's Performpal. Now the Abyss Actors have more generic kind of utility within Pendulums as a whole. This deck flows very well. This is Performpal's Magicians, Abyss Actors, and Dracoslayers. Our main boss monster is this card right here called Paradise Smasher. I've had this in a couple profiles before. This card is really broken, and if you get it off, you kind of just win the game. It's 2 or more level 5 monsters. You can attach 2 materials. You and your opponent will roll 2 dice each. Whoever has the highest roll until the end of the next turn, they cannot attack or use monster effects. If you have an XE material on him, you can pick anyone's roll and put that roll up to a 7. So even though it's random, you basically can change your opponent's dice roll to make it in your favor. And then if for some reason Dice Smasher doesn't work out, you go into a Babushka and you kind of sleep on it for 1 turn until it comes back to you. But the odds of this happening are very high. You and your opponent both roll dice, and you can change their roll to a 7. So they can get like a 1 and a 3, and you can change that 1 to a 7, putting them all the way up to 10. So it's a very highly in your favor, even if your opponent rolls low, in order to win. Let's go through the deck profile. I can show you how you easily make this. There are a lot of combos in this deck, and every combo kind of ends on making that guy. You have 3 Skullback Crow Jokers, because he searches out everything from the archetypes, Monkey Board, and then this is kind of the key card, Bellman. What Bellman does is once per turn, you can increase all the levels of all your Pendulum Summon monsters by 1, making them all level 5s. That way you can go into Paradise Smasher. A normal combo is Pen Summon 4, including Harmonizing. Harmonizing, summon Oath Dragon. Oath Dragon and Harmonizing go into Baron. And then the other ones go into Paradise Smasher. So you can have a negate, then go for Paradise Smasher. And that's normally what you tend to want to do. You have 2 Sorcerers, because Sorcerer will, when it's Pendulum Summon or Special Summon, it will pop 2 cards on your field and then search 2 Performpals. That way you can search Bellman. You can also search Skullback Crow Joker for the follow-up. 1 Draw Lizard, because you run Chronograph in this deck, so if you put Monkey Board on the scale, search a Lizard. Lizard, what he does is if you have a Performpal on the other scale, he can destroy himself and draw a card. And then if you have Chrono in your hand, you can special Chrono, etc. We have 2 Gentrudes. We have 2 Gentrudes because when Gentrude's destroyed, he places another Performpal onto your scale, which helps get Bellman. But because we're running the Dracoslayer, you want another Performpal, so when Lester pops Gentrude, you can get another Gentrude from the deck. Also, he's a Fiend, and he helps you go into your Abyss Actor 2-link, which can extend to more combos from there. And then our last Performpal, which is also Magician, is your Celestial Magician. Moving on to the Magician cards, I have White Wing because I like its pendulum effect to kind of stop against targeting, but also if you need double tuners, you can always Harmonizing out White Wing. You have Oath Dragon. This card is meta dependent. Its monster effect comes up sometimes. You can banish it and another card until the next turn. So if there's an annoying card that you can't get rid of or you're trying to bait and negate, you can summon Time Breaker and do that. But its pendulum effect is each turn, the first time a pendulum monster will be destroyed, monster or monsters, they are not destroyed. So this is very good versus decks that destroy. So it protects well versus Chimera, because it won't be able to destroy your things on the board. What you do is you do Pen Call, get 2 cards, put Time Breaker on your scale. Time Breaker can't be destroyed because of Pen Call, and then he'll protect your board once. 2 Double Iris, 3 Harmonizing, 3 Chrono, 1 Time Gazer, 3 Pen Call, 1 Time Pendulum Graph. Moving on to the Abyss Actors, we have the best Abyss Actor, which is used in all Pendulum, or a lot of Pendulum decks as a tech. It's kind of just Curtain Raiser. It specials for free. It's a free level 4 extender. You have 3 Wild Hope, 1 Comic Clown. Comic Clown is a creature swap. You have the Sassy Rookie. You have the Mellow for searching. Now, because we have the link, we actually can run the Playhouse in Bundle Pendulum, and you can actually set the Playhouse before you Pendulum Summon to protect your Pendulum Summon. If you're just Pendulum Summoning an Abyss Actor, you go like special Curtain Raiser, normal Skullback Crow Joker, search a card, go to the 2 link that's the Abyss Actor, then you can pop a card to get the Playhouse. That way you protect your Pen Summon from being nibbed. And then we run 1 script, Rise of the Abyss King, in order to target a card on the field and destroy it. The reason we run the script is because a combo in the deck that comes up a lot is you want to try to get a Wild Hope and a Luster Dracoslayer. What Luster the Dracoslayer does is it pops a card in your Pendulum Scale and then searches another, so you'll scale both. You'll activate to destroy Wild Hope. The Wild Hope will search. And then Luster will give you another Wild Hope, so you get a Wild Hope off the Luster, and you get a Curtain Raiser. You special the Curtain Raiser, use Curtain Raiser's effect to mill the script to grab the other Wild Hope, and look at that. You got a free special, and you got 2 cards in your hand. So this is a pretty good combo. This is a 2-card combo that adds 2 cards and specials 1 for free. The Dracoslayers. 3 Luster because he's kind of the star. He has a lot of really cool plays with Gentrude, with Wild Hope, with Double Iris. I run 1 Majesty just to search the Abyss Actor field spell if I want to, or it searches the Sky Iris. But in my side deck, I do run Secret Spellcaster Village, and that could be a really big blowout if you go Dice Man into Village. They can't use their spell effects, they can't use monster effects. You get 1 Baron, and that's just a negate so that you can't get Dark Rule or Even Lead. 1 Ignis, so if you special Ignis off of the extra deck Dracoslayer, you can pop it to special summon another card from your deck. I run 2 Draco Overlords because I run the 3 Draco Face-Offs. Face-Off just came off the list last time. I'm still testing it out. I don't know if I like it enough yet, but it's been pretty good every time I open it, and just need more testing. Then for the Odd Eyes, I just have 2 Revs, 1 Iris. Going to kind of my just generic support cards, we have 3 Duelist Alliance to search out the Pen Call, searches out Luster, searches out Performpal Pendulum Sorcerer. Then I have 2 triples, 2 Pot of Desires. This card should be 1 tasking because it searches out, you know, kind of a lot of the stuff in the deck, and then 1 extra Pendulum. That way you can Pendulum Summon an extra time. A lot of times what I like to do is I will special summon a card, normal summon, go to the 2 link, then activate extra Pendulum Summon, use my extra Pen Summon, then go into Appaloosa, then use my normal Pen Summon. So going into the extra deck cards, you have 1 Hyper Director, because if you normal summon an Abyss Actor and then just link it off for a Hyper Director, it kind of helps you go, it's kind of a link climb. If you don't really have a way to special summon, you can normal summon, link off, and then pen summon. You have the Director and the guy that you had, so it just gives you a free link, but also helps you pull up cards. You have the Producer, Beyond, IP, Celine, Unicorn, Access Code, Appaloosa, Goddess of the Closed World. It's a very heavy link climb deck. Pendulums are real great at that. Then we have some synchros. I have Boral, I have Ignister, which is, he's crazy. Baron, I have Chaos Angel, Babushka, and Paradise Smasher. My side deck isn't quite put together, but it's like 3 Dark Rulers, 3 Evenlies, some Cosmic Cyclones, Spellcaster Village. There's another Pendulum card that's very good versus Runic, that when it's on the scale, all spells get banished when they leave the field, so I have 1 of those. And then I have Goliath, so you can special summon it and just lock your opponent out of specialing. This deck might seem kind of funky, it is 60 card pendulum pile deck, but no matter what your hand is, you can normally end on Paradise Smasher. But if you don't Paradise Smasher, you have like you know, like IP Appaloosa Sleepy, you have Baron Boral IP, you have Appaloosa Baron Boral. You can set up the time pendulum graph with the IP. A really fun play that I like doing with the IP is you time pendulum graph, target a spellcast, you target your magician, IP, take it away, and then this will get the pop and send the card, and you get to go into your IP monster. Okay. I will be putting out a video that has some combo tutorials later on, just so you can kind of see no matter what your hand is, it will always end in a good board. The beauty of this deck is your opponent can stop a lot of things, but then you just pen summon anyway for the bodies and you can still combo off. One more thing I was trying to do for this deck was test out the super heavy samurai. I was trying like through Akashi and two of the other guy with one of the souls. That package seemed a little big. I was trying two Akashi and one of the Ben. I'll have to play test a little more on that, and if I feel like that's a good card to include into the pendulum pile deck, I'll just kind of post a little update video and saying that I added it. But right now, this is the deck list that I'm going off of. I'm going to and just be playtesting this a lot. I've been playtesting at home with this a lot, and if I go first and my opponent has like 1 or 2 hand traps only, you definitely can just get Paradise Smasher off. It's just very easy because you have your Skullback Rogue Joker, you have your Sorcerer, you have your Harmonizing, you have Dracoslayer, you have Wild Hope. There are so many searchers in the deck that if your opponent stops 1, it doesn't actually matter. And then you can always go into Beyond the Pendulum. So your opponent has to have like 2 interruptions, and sometimes that is not even enough to stop you from comboing off because all you need is the pen summon bodies. If you can't Paradise Smasher, that's totally fine. Just go like Baron, Boral, Appaloosa, and that will hold you over to the next turn, hopefully. Okay, it's a really fun deck. I hope you guys try it out. I know it's a lot of little cores, but they all work well together. Thanks for watching.